Another another viewer wrote in and asked us. They said that they just got their own email server. Their technicians recommend spam solution. Help us, we're getting filled with spam. Uh, welcome to the fun world of managing your own email. Look, to be honest with you, there's a lot of different solutions on the market today on how to spam. But it basically works one of two ways. You either filter spam before it gets to your email program, or you filter it with your email program. That's it. The only two ways it's going to happen. Now, how that magic happens, that's going to vary a lot. But we deal here at Frugal Brothers with filtering spam before it gets to your email program. We have a couple different products that we work with. One is called the Spamigator, which is a virtual appliance that installs a VMware on it can run on any professional box, a Vista machine, any machine that's capable of running VMware player. And you install this virtual appliance, answer some questions, and what happens is you point your email and through a router to the Spamigator. It then, a large set of rules, it looks at the email and says, okay, I've checked these various blacklists, and I've looked at my Bayesian analysis for this, and I've determined that very high probability this is spam. It puts the word spam in the subject line, and then forwards it onto your email server. So it doesn't touch your small business server or Exchange server, or even a Linux server. It doesn't have anything to do with those. The email goes to it. The Spamigator at it makes the determination that it's spam or not, or if there's a virus or a malicious attachment. If it finds that, quarantine it, notify the administrator, and then after it determines email spam, it forwards it on. It forwards it onto the Exchange server, which then in turn will send it to your email client. And you just simply set a rule in Outlook or Thunderbird, what have you. If the word spam is in the subject line, send it to your junk folder. And it's extremely, extremely accurate and very, very reliable because we build it on the Linux operating system. And that's a product that we developed took us about a year of really, really hard work from our engineers. Another solution that we handle is called GFI Mail Essentials. And Mail Essentials typically will be installed on your Exchange server or your small business server. And what it does is email is picked up through what's called a sync in Exchange. It looks at the email, and then it uses fundamentally the same rule set that the Spamigator uses. Typically, all these solutions work the same, and then gives you the ability to send junk email directly to a junk folder or to a designated folder. It also checks for phishing and that sort of thing. But what it doesn't do is it doesn't actually filter out viruses or malicious attachments. It's strictly a spam solution. If you want to protect your email against viruses and malicious attachments, that would be another application. The Spamigators and then GFI Mail Essentials basically deals with spam, but it also has a few other features, and it's very good at what it does in a very popular application. So you have both of these products that we handle, but essentially they all work fairly much the same way. They all go out and they look at what's called DNS blacklists. These are IPs of known spammers, and say, yeah, we've got that in the database. So this email is coming from a known spammer. It's spam. When you start getting the more advanced stuff, like Bayesian filtering and that sort of thing, the Bayesian filter, by the way, is a smart filter, an adaptive filter. It kind of learns by looking at good email and bad email, what we call spam and ham, and it says, okay, I have a high probability, or I have this probability that the message is spam. And so you kind of train this, and it gets smarter and smarter. Now, a lot of email programs also some have filters built in themselves, but a lot do not. We find the greatest success in DNS lists and some other rule sets that we use in GFI and the Spamigator. But the email is essentially clean before it gets to your, or certainly notated as before it gets to your email program. And that, I think, is a lot more effective way than your end user trying to combat it on their side. Because now they're having to make sure that they're keeping their junk rules up to date, that everything's working properly. They have to deal with that. They've got to know that happening. Well, maybe you just don't want that junk email coming in at all. I know the Spamigator can be told more or less to, if it's spam, just to reject and not even deliver that email. GFI can do the same thing. But if you're relying on your email program to do it, that ain't going to happen. It's all going to come in, and then you're going to have to deal with it. And looking at thousands of email messages in your junk folder every week, it's kind of nuts, really. But certainly that's what you can do. But there's also other things. There's scripts. There's HTML scripts. A lot of people love HTML. A lot of people love HTML email. Not saying this is plain text only here at Frugal Brothers. Now we don't use HTML.